Hello, today I'd like to talk about an 8-step process for managing sales objections. The first thing to be aware of is that when we get sales objections, that indicates interest, so it's a good thing. If we don't get any objections, then it indicates that they're not interested, and that's a bad thing. So objections are to be welcomed. The second thing to bear in mind is that objections are generally a question or a request for more information, and therefore we should handle them in that regard. So we should have the polite, relaxed, diplomatic tone of dealing with a request for more information. Once we know that, we should then follow the following process. So the first thing to do is to compliment them on the fact that it's a really good point they've raised. That's a really good point. I'm glad you've raised that. The second thing is then to treat it as a question or request for more information. So you would rephrase what they're saying along the lines of, so if I understand you correctly, you're asking if, and you would rephrase it as a question. Once you've rephrased it as a question, you would then listen to them express it in their own words. And what you would do is you would clarify along the way. So Brian Tracy, for instance, says that you use the phrase, how do you mean? What do you mean? How do you mean? So you constantly get clarification. So the idea is that you get the full objection from them in all its clarity. When they've finished telling you what the objection is, what you then do is you pause 3 to 5 seconds, and that does many things. The first thing is it means that you yourself make sure you've understood the objection clearly. The second thing it does is it tells the prospect that you've listened and that you are digesting what they've said, and that's good because it boosts their trust in you and it boosts your rapport. And the third thing is that it may well be that they think of adding an extra bit. People often think of something extra to say at the end of what they've just said, and if you jump in too quickly, they don't get the chance to do it. So pause for 3 to 5 seconds. Then what you do is you paraphrase back to them in your own words what you think they've expressed to you as their objection. I can't remember who this quote is from, but basically the quote is that unless you can explain something to someone in your own words, you haven't understood it. So you paraphrase it back in your own words to check that you've understood what their objection is. Once you've done that, you then confirm that they agree that that's what the objection is, and then you answer it, and you answer your objection, and you should have practiced the main objections yourself so you know your major answers. And then when you've answered it, you check with them that they're happy that you've answered the objection properly and that they're happy to proceed. But it isn't finished yet really, because this may not be their real objection. There might be another hidden unspoken objection. So one of the techniques you can then use is to say, so you're happy with that. Is there anything else that's preventing us going ahead at the moment? And see if there's any other objection that again you'd follow the same process with. You may find that if you do this often enough, you eventually come to the final objection. But if that doesn't work, and if the sale process still doesn't go ahead, you could try what's often called the Columbo close or the final close, which is that you pack all your stuff away, you assume that you've lost the sale, you go to the door, and then as you're at the door, you just turn around and say, I'm really sorry that didn't work out today, but could you just tell me to help me in future so that next time I have a meeting and help me sell more, etc. Could you just tell me what it was that went wrong today, what it was that made you not buy? And they'll often then tell you what the real final objection is that you haven't got to so far, and then you've got another chance to go through this process. And another thing you can try is often they'll use all sorts of smokescreen objections, but the real objection is the price, and there's loads of techniques for dealing with the price objection, which I might cover in a subsequent video. However, one of the things you can do to get to whether it's the price objection or not is to say, is there anything else? There seems to be a reluctance to go ahead. Is there anything else that's holding you back by going ahead on this today? Is it the price? And the important thing is you say, stopping you going ahead, is it the price, without a pause? Because if you have a pause, something else comes up. But if you don't have a pause, then they'll either answer yes, it's the price, or they'll answer no, and then they'll tell you what the real final objection is. So it's a really sort of good process to follow this. A lot of it came from Brian Tracy, Success in Selling, I think it is called. If you wanted to have a review of your marketing and get some ideas as to how you could actually sell more stuff by implementing certain proposals and recommendations, then why not have a look at my site here, www.bernardkeevymentor.com. You might be interested in my sales accelerator process. It's basically an algorithm driven process where you end up with a series of recommendations in a report, and if you implement some or all of them, you'd make a lot more money. So Bernard Keevy, thanks very much for watching today. To find out how to apply these strategies in your business, go to my Sales Accelerator Roadmap. I'll produce a free assessment of your marketing using an algorithm program and produce a 12-page detailed report. We'll recommend in priority order exactly what you should be doing, when you should be doing it, and how to do it. So go to www.bernardkeevymentor.com and sign up for my free Sales Accelerator Roadmap. You'll see this screen. It'll show you the Sales Accelerator Roadmap, which is free today. It'll show you how to fix your marketing, increase your sales and profits. It'll take less than 45 minutes to do, and our software will pinpoint all your opportunity areas and show you exactly what to do to improve your marketing and grow your business. So go to www.bernardkeevymentor.com and click on the green button, and you'll see that it says there it's a free process, so there's no credit card involved, there's no charge. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful, and I'd like to see you at the Sales Accelerator Roadmap. Thank you very much for watching this video.